Welcome to the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast, your home for all things football at Waldorf University, the best small college football experience in America. Hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson, from the secret gridiron bunker beneath Bolstorff Field. Did you know FCIS has been in business for over 40 years? They're licensed in most insurances nationwide and are recognized nationally as a leading RV insurer. FCIS is right here in Forest City and is locally owned, proud to support the Waldorf Warrior football team, and they are always there to cheer them on towards success on and off the gridiron. When you need a team to support yours, look to the professionals at FCIS. You can give them a call at 1-800-331-1520 and let them know you heard about them on the Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast. Now, let's meet the captains of today's podcast.
We've got Neeko Page, right now number 69 on our program, and we're going to move him up to 93. Is that right, Neeko?
No, 91. I want 91? I want 91.
All right, we can see what we can do. We'll talk to Coach Henry and a few other people, make sure. We also have Logan Tyler, offensive lineman. He's new to Waldorf University. Logan doesn't have a number yet. What number are we hoping for, Logan? 59?
Hoping 59, yeah.
And that was your high school number, right?
Yeah.
All right. So Neeko hails to us from Riverdale, Georgia. He went to Riverdale High School. It's a southern suburb of Atlanta, Troy. I don't know if you knew that.
I do know about it.
Do you have any
just south of the airport?
Facts? Yes. And what's the name of the airport there in Atlanta?
No.
Jackson
Hartville. I had it switched around. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well,
Just
so much for being a history major.
Well, let me tell you something. You know when it was incorporated? Didn't even get the name Riverdale until like 1908, named after a lady last name Rivers.
Well, I thought it was for like the TV.
That?
Isn't there like a Netflix?
There is a Riverdale.
Yeah, a lot of people, when I tell, like, I'm coming from Riverdale, they be like, the show? Oh, the show? No.
And they ask you if you know the characters and stuff like that.
They say,
crazy.
Do you know Playboy Cardi? He's supposedly from that. And Walk a Flock of Flame. Is that true?
Not really. They around there. They from around there.
Oh, that's a Riverdale.
From around there. From around there.
Just around there.
They ain't go to Riverdale. Only person that went to Riverdale that's famous, I think, was Sierra. So I don't think
who?
Sierra.
No, you got some football players there too. There's some NFL players out of there.
Yeah.
I can't think of who's a quarterback. He's a commentator now for ESPN. Oh, that's a lot of them.
You can't throw a dead cat without hitting a commentator that used to be a quarterback in the NFL. Why don't you get on your phone and check it out?
I'll just tell you right now who it is because I looked this up and I looked up. You're gonna know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Well, anyway, our guy Logan. We'll get back to that. Logan, he's only about a 2-hour drive away up at Eden Prairie, Minnesota, a southwest suburb.
Yeah. Of DJ Shockley.
Okay.
First down.
All right, so Logan, you went after Eden Prairie. You were number 59 for the Eagles up there. You went to Independence Community College down in Independence, Kansas. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right, so now claim to fame for Independence ICC. What was their big claim to fame?
Last Chance U.
Last Chance U. This third and fourth season, if I remember right.
Yeah,
something like that. So you didn't get to be on camera.
No,
that's too bad. So now I had a little conversation with the coaches today, and they were saying that, and I apologize, Neeko, because I was in a hurry, but they start talking about Logan because I said, "Is it true he went to Last Chance U?" He's like, "Yeah, he is. He's too smart."
Yeah.
They said you're like uber brain, man. I mean, everything going. Is that right?
I just overthink it. People take it as smartness.
What's your GPA?
4.0.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Really? Out of like what? Is that out of 10?
I mean, I don't know. I never had a 4.0. Actually, we all have 4.0 our first day.
Yeah, and then we started taking
and then
classes.
We earn every little demerit after that.
Pretty much.
So, yeah, you went down to Independence Community College down there in Kansas. Some of the things I found interesting is, I do a little bit of research, as you guys know. 2018.
Obviously, I do too.
Yeah, sure. There was a really great picture, and you probably remember this. Front page of the Star Trib in 2018. We got our guy Logan grabbing on. Was that your quarterback or running back?
I don't even know what the position we called. We called him a 4-back. He's kind of like on the wing.
All right. So this guy is pulling him across the finish line. Wow. I guess let's talk NASCAR, guys.
Yeah. What's going on?
He's pulling him across the goal line.
Yeah.
And they ended up beating Blaine, who was undefeated that year. And that put you guys into because that was the semis, wasn't it? Yeah, that put you guys into the finals. Unfortunately, you guys didn't, unfortunately weren't champs that year. But that was a really cool picture, just big old bear hug.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you, obviously you can't see us, but Logan's not a very diminutive young man.
No, he's a big guy.
Yeah, like what, 6'3", around 300, something like that?
Yeah, 6'3", 360.
God, that's an offensive lineman all over the place. It's just great.
That's right. 1 pound for every degree in a circle. I like it.
Yeah, definitely. And going over back to our guy Neeko, 2020 Region 5 4A honorable mention coming out of Riverdale High School. When I was kind of looking, and I got to be honest, when I started looking this stuff up from
It's hard
guys,
to find.
man, I tell you what, there's all sorts of mention of you guys. Like if I just want to go off a huddle profile, my gosh, there's a ton of information, but it's usually like their 40 time and a bunch of film. And let's be honest, I'm not patient enough to sit there and watch film on you guys. It's impressive. I just saw a snapshot of Logan and thought, it's good stuff. We should talk about that. And I didn't get this information. I'm going to ask you in just a second, Logan, but Waldorf was your 5th offer, right, Neeko?
Yes, sir.
So you had offers from Sterling College. Those are Warriors as well, out of Sterling, Kansas. Now, this McDougal Technical Institute out of Pompano Beach in Gainesville, Florida. They were the Bison. And so, like, that's a prep school, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between, like, a college and a prep school?
Prep school is basically you just reclassing, basically. So it's just, like, basically you're a senior. Like, it's just a prep school. And, like, college is just, you're a freshman in college. Like,
But you didn't want to be a Bison.
Nah.
That's good. I'm glad you're here. And then Trinity International out of Bannockburn, Illinois. Those are the Trojans, and Judson University out of Illinois. So some Midwestern schools and one Florida school. What was the deciding factor? Waldorf University. What brings you from the cold climate of Atlanta, Georgia, up here to the more temperate zone like Forest City, Iowa?
Well, I wanted to come back up north because I'm originally from Indiana, so I wanted to be closer to home. Then Coach Single just caught my eyes, like coaching. He just went straight forward with me 24/7. He helped me out. I said, okay, this is the school I wanted to go to.
That's great. And of course, Coach Single moved on. He's at University of Sioux Falls now. He followed our former offensive coordinator, Brody Rohach, out there. So we wish them nothing but luck.
Where at in Indiana were you originally from?
Indianapolis.
Indianapolis. Well, it's the biggest city in Indiana, I'm pretty sure of that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, there you go. That's why you were thinking about the finish line, because of the Indy 500, maybe, Andy. You were just jumping ahead. Yeah,
the Brickyard.
That's what it could have been.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice. So, Logan, what did college chances? I mean, other than like an academic scholarship, what did college chances look like for you out there?
Mostly a lot of D2 and D3 schools in Minnesota, like St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Another Saint, I forget, and Bethel University up there.
Oh, yeah.
It came down to the wire. I just kind of saw Independence. My dad watched the show. He was like, "You should go there." I was like, "Okay, why not?"
Yeah, I mean, they got quite a reputation there, don't they?
Yeah.
I mean, that's some serious football.
Well, for sure, yeah.
Yeah. And so then, how'd you get to Waldorf?
This December. Kind of got back home. I was like, I really don't want to go back to Indy after I graduate. So I was talking to Bemidji State and Culver Stockton and Peru State in Nebraska. Yeah. And then Coach Chopper just hits my phone and he's like, "Hey, come on, man. We can do something around here with you." And I was like, okay, why not?
I'm sorry. No. The thing about Waldorf I've noticed, or maybe this isn't a thing, but if you have, you got these offers on every player has got options, and then when the options, you lay them out on the table, or however you think about them, or you do your visit or whatnot, and then is a part of it where you look at it and go, where can I where can I make the biggest impact immediately? Am I going to make an impact here? I'm going to play here. I'm going to make it like I can make an impact on this team, because there are places that you go and you look at the some of the D2 schools or different schools or whatnot, and you're like, well, I'm not going to necessarily play right away, or I'm not going to necessarily make the impact that I could. And then you look at a team, a winning program like Waldorf's got, and you say, I'm going to do things there. I'm going to do big things there, and let's see how far we can take this. Is that how it crosses your mind, or for either one of you? Yeah.
Well, me personally, like if I did get a D2 offer, I wouldn't want to go, because like they already got their player set, you know.
Yeah.
NIA, I think, to be honest, I think NIA is probably the best opportunity for anybody to come, because it's not a guaranteed spot. It's best come first and best come serve.
I've said it's like the Wild West for a long time.
And the coaches pick great players, like great players. So they pick, they choose us wisely. They make us a family. So I feel like that's how it comes.
That's outstanding.
Isn't it crazy the amount of talent that we get at Waldorf? I mean, it's amazing seeing, you know, you guys and the other guys on the team. The amount of talent that's on that sideline and on that field on Saturdays is for the middle of Cornfield, Iowa. You know, really, it's one of those miraculous things that we absolutely love about it. But you know, Neeko, you really can hit it. We're going to turn you into a family. You're going to be a member of this community. You know, wouldn't surprise me a bit if he doesn't start looking for houses in about 2 years.
Fantastic.
Funny thing, I'm already planning.
All right, I like that.
What's the plan?
Yeah.
Well, I want to move to Clear Lake.
Okay.
If I do stay here for years, which I'm planning on doing. Yeah. But I think Clear Lake probably the best fit for me, because it's on the lake. So I want to get a house on the lake, go fishing. You know.
Oh yeah, you like fishing, do you?
Yes, sir.
Great, wonderful. That's fantastic. What do you like to fish? Do you like? Have you done any fishing at Clear Lake?
No, not yet. I'm hoping to do it soon.
Okay.
Because I really haven't been fishing since I was little. My dad really got me into fishing.
Oh yeah.
I was about like 10 years old, because at first I was scared, of course, didn't want to touch a worm or anything, but I said, hey, it's actually fun. Once I caught my first catfish, I said, hey, let's do it.
Yes.
One more.
Right there.
Well, that's fantastic. There's some walleye that are biting at Clear Lake right now, I've heard.
I've seen pictures, as a matter of fact.
My son came back, and they went fishing on Sunday.
I can show you the
what
pictures
day is it today? So it doesn't. They went on a Saturday, and they went and fished by the island and caught their limit, and ridiculous. I mean, I'm happy, and you can tell I'm happy about the whole thing.
A little disgruntled, maybe?
Logan, you're from Minnesota. Have you ever fished?
I went fishing a couple times with my grandparents. My grandpa is really the big fisher in my family. Yeah, he'll take me out in Wisconsin. There's like a little river right by Spring Valley where they live, and he'll take us out there. We'll go out there for a couple of hours, catch a few things. Not too much bites.
Nice. Yeah. So I'm with you. You weren't even intending not to catch any fish, and I do that intending to catch fish and just enjoy the environment. That's fantastic. You know, good. I find him in a Minnesotan who's not like just full of. I mean, like, I got fish on my wall and everything. Good. Nice. Glad you're here, Logan. Thanks for that.
Logan, you're his new favorite.
Yeah.
You know that.
That's right.
Yeah, we give him a bad time.
No, I'm glad you're coming to thinking of sticking around here. I like that idea a lot, Neeko. That's fantastic. That's part of the benefit of getting to meet everybody and making everybody, feel like they're part of the family of the area, because that's certainly something that we'd like to see more of. Second down.
So for those, whether it's a recruit listening to this or something like that, or even, parents of recruits or prospective players, current players, former players, what's your impression? I mean, Logan, you haven't been in town a super long time. Neeko, you're just not quite a year yet, right?
Not yet.
So what's your impression of a little town like ours here called Forest City, Iowa?
Well, from the start, when you're from a big city, you gotta adapt. But I ain't gonna lie, I actually like the peace out here. Like, it's like nothing like home, no drama, no like stuff we used to. It's just peaceful. Everybody know each other, and like I love it. And, like, even though it's a small area, I could live out here. It's not too bad.
That's fantastic. And
I like it out here. It reminds me of like I was talking about Spring Valley, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
it's probably even smaller than this place, but that's where I kind of was raised for a little bit of my life. So I'm kind of used to the small town feel.
Yeah. Your family's got to be fairly happy, that you're a few hours closer.
Yeah, it's a lot better than driving 9 hours all the way down to Indy.
Yeah.
9 hours.
Yeah.
Because that's right in the smack dab middle of Kansas, isn't it?
No, it's in the southeast corner, almost Oklahoma.
Oh,
Yeah, you're basically
worse
going
yet.
to Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Worse yet. So, yeah.
You have something against Oklahoma?
No, matter of fact, the Alumni Association president, who's from Kanawha, which is a little town about 25 minutes south of here, he lives down near Eufaula, Oklahoma. So anyway, he's Doc Wicks. Shout out to my boy Doc.
Well, I don't even know where that is.
He
I got no
he lives-
I got nothing.
He lives on a lake as well.
Oh,
He and his wife are both medical doctors, so as you can imagine, they're
Real doctors,
Well, yeah, absolutely, they're real doctors.
not like around here with the university doctors. We got real doctors.
And I was even thinking we need to get the big doctor in here sometime. Talk to him
Yeah,
this
get
summer.
Dr. Alsop in here and
Yeah.
have some. It's like, hey, can you take a look at my foot?
What do you want us to? So, guys, we're gonna bring the president of the university. Doctor.
He's not a medical doctor.
Well, we don't know that until he gets in here.
You think he's
We
got
can
a
have him
doctor in like poetry or English or something like
Exactly.
that?
Does this look infected?
Yeah.
So, what would you want us to talk to Dr. Alsop about?
I don't know.
What are some changes? No, we can't go down that path, can we?
Sure. Well, now Logan. So you came here at the semester. Yeah. So you don't know that the president of Waldorf University, Bob Alsop, will do amazing things in support of really all of the teams, but football games are special. He'll flip the coin. He wears purple shoes. I've seen him go in a full purple suit out
Purple
there.
suit.
He'll run out on the field, and I mean, yeah, it's
He'll go get
pretty
the
cool.
tee on
Yeah,
opening.
that's what it was. Yeah,
Yeah, he goes out
he
and gets-
retrieved the
Yeah,
tee.
exactly.
Yeah, that is
Much
correct.
like a Labrador
He
Retriever.
just got after it.
He did.
and then it was all him.
Yeah. Bob is a very special man.
Yes, for sure.
And we're lucky to have him.
Well, there you go. Now, what are we going to talk about? You've got.
I'm done with my stats.
That's
This is all
it?
you after this.
Okay, well, good.
And that's the tough
Good.
part. It's like, okay, we got Logan coming in, an offensive lineman. This is one of the things we always talk
Well,
about. I can look back.
Yeah.
If he's a third year, I can look up and say, oh, you had 17
There's a lot of tackles.
1,000 tackles. You had
Yeah.
15 tackles for all that stuff. Offensive lineman is like strong running.
Move.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
move the line of scrimmage.
Our
right.
quarterback didn't get sacked.
Yeah,
And that's one of the things that's almost unfair. You can see, like, we talked about this with Cade. We talked about this with Logan Miller as well, that it's like, the O-line doesn't get the love that really they deserve. And without that linchpin in there on the offensive side of the ball. Now, Neeko is going to get his name called dozens of times.
yeah. I'll say
each
it.
game.
Mm-hmm. I like it. I like it when the line gets in there and tears things up on the defense. It's just, you expect your linebackers to do that, and your corners get in there now and then. And look, if your safety's making, if your safety's leading in tackles, we've got other issues, So when it's happening up front, that's fantastic. But on the offense, on the line, when you're successful, when the world is just moving in the direction that you want it to go, and that is, there's just nothing better than that, and it is super satisfying. I would have to imagine for you or for any offensive lineman to be just like, look, you can try to come into our house, but the door is closed, and that is just awesome. Moving a human being against their will and putting them in a different place. That's what football is all about. I mean, it's cool that we run fast and we can do all those amazing things, but just the reality of I'm going to physically put you where I want you to go, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's awesome.
It is.
But there's nothing that is, reflected from in the booth with the PA. The crowd doesn't say anything. We're trying to figure out, and maybe you can help us out with this. If there's something that we can say that we can inspire the crowd to say that gets the credit or the line fired up, particularly on the offense side. Defense, I'll say it's third down, make some noise, and then that usually gets them going. They come around to that. But what can we do for the offense?
I'm not really – I don't even know the word. I'm not comfortable with the offense here yet.
Yeah.
Or know how you announce things 'cause I haven't been here. But in high school, our offense was mainly a pulling offense, and I was the main pulling guard. So the PA announcer there, he would call like lead block by Logan Tyler.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
I found it interesting that he's got 2 first names.
Yeah.
And now, no, that's a good thing because are you a singer as well, Logan? No. You need to start.
Wow.
Because, I'll tell you what. Start thinking about country music stars. They all have first names. Yeah. Randy, Travis.
Yeah.
Think about things like that,
Johnny Cash.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to.
Oh, way to wreck it. Oh, my favorite guy.
Oh, we love
Randy
Johnny
Travis.
Cash.
Yeah, you're right.
Well, if you ever go upstairs into the coach's office, I don't know if you guys have had that experience yet, but Coach Paramore, he likes to blast old school country music. Is that good stuff?
Wait, does he?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
I don't think I've been up there where he's blasting
He's an
country
Alabama
music.
guy.
He is.
And by Alabama, I say Auburn.
It's the Southern.
He's got a heavy
Yeah.
accent.
Oh, yeah.
Southern.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Absolutely, he does. And we're going to get him in here sometime this summer, too,
Yeah.
and talk
We get
to
a
him
translator. Help us out.
We're going to have to.
That's right.
Yeah. So one of the things I always find interesting, we're going to talk about your families here in just a minute, but you talk about, living south, living north, stuff like that. The cuisine in different parts of this country are really amazing to me. You get down into the Alabama area, which I absolutely love, down by the Mobile, Dauphin Island, things like that. The fried okra is like a big, it's fantastic. So what's something that if you were back in Georgia, Neeko, what's something that you can only get or generally could only get down there that you're missing that you can't get up here?
The culture.
Like what's the culture down there?
Right, it's just everybody together. Like, I mean, we together down here too, but it's like
it's different.
It's different.
Yeah.
Like, cause like we got Cascade, we can go skating, which I skate. That's what I like to do. That's where we go.
What do you mean, like
roller skating?
Roller skating?
Yeah.
You like to roller skate?
Yeah.
Oh, my friend, I will tell you something. Well, I don't even know. Is Roller City still a thing? They used to be.
I do not roller skate.
I'm asking the wrong guy. Does anybody know? I think it is, right? I had a T-shirt that says Roller City, so it has to be still around. None of my T-shirts are that old, right?
I had a T-shirt that says Cobra Kai. I'm not really
still around. Brought back.
Classic.
Netflix. There you go. So, we have a roller. We got a roller rink nearby, and but you should check that out sometime.
Yeah.
And I got lots of ideas. We can do skating with warriors, where we can go over to take over Roller City.
Sure.
And then we can also do like we can get a bunch of guys with fishing boats, and we can hit Clear Lake. And we can get you guys on some
fun.
fish.
Right. We could go fishing on roller skates, which I think would be weird. Probably not very productive, but
probably more ice skating. Probably do ice skating.
We could do ice skating and we could do ice fishing.
Yeah.
And you could definitely do that.
So Logan, is there? I mean, you're pretty close,
but I just never would have thought that when you like roller skating from my defensive line, I'm just bringing it on, and he's like, "Yeah, I like to roller skate. That's awesome."
I mean,
Let me tell you a little story about roller skating. You're thinking about moving to Clear Lake someday. They used to also have a roller
Clearview.
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it's like a storage shed now, or an event center.
I broke my arm there, as a matter of fact.
All I know is that went on like a church outing and roller skating around, and it wasn't very good. It was like fifth grade, and just like knowing how to do it and just figuring it out. And I'm just like clunking along, they slide, no smooth. My dad's actually really good. Like he can
my mom and dad is
backwards
too.
skate and all that stuff.
My
And I'm like,
mom and dad is too.
isn't that crazy? I mean, how do they even?
Family thing.
Can you skate backwards?
Not yet. I'm still.
So you're still
processing. Still learning. Learn the basics. It's always you gotta learn the basics before you do anything.
Yeah.
Because
That's what I was doing. I was learning. I had learned. I hadn't fallen down in a while. I was kind of proud of myself, and then I'm like, getting going, and then a girl who was like, she can do like every ballerina thing you've ever seen on roller skates, and she like skates by me. I'm getting confidence, fifth grade confidence coming up, and I don't know, but I was a husky child, so like it was a picture to be seen. And she like swirls around, skates backwards. Look, she was cute. I remember. I mean, I'm thinking, well, she's probably noticing how much better I've gotten in the 2 or 3 hours that this church will just not take us home from here. And she's instead she looks at me and she goes, "You're doing it wrong." And then she flitted away. And I'm like, how else do you do this but roll?
You gotta fall sometimes.
Heartbreaking.
You gotta fall sometimes. Well, how I learned is just seeing my parents, like my mother and my dad. They've been doing it forever, so
and they
know everything. I'm like, okay, let me try this, or try it, and they're falling. Like you just gotta fall sometimes, but once you start falling, you start getting the hang of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Consistent, it's just like in football.
Third down, make some noise.
So Logan, what's your hidden talent besides singing?
Besides singing, a hidden talent. I don't know if I really got one.
You got
Everybody got a hidden talent.
You got like a weird hobby or something like that? Do you crochet? Have you ever eaten lutefisk?
What is that?
What is that?
Oh, I figured the guy from Minnesota would know what lutefisk is.
You're coming in with okra tonight and lutefisk.
Well, I'm going regional.
I mean, there's like no good.
So lutefisk, they take like a whitefish, and they soak it in lye. Mm-hmm. Now
cod.
Lye is it cod?
It is.
Okay, so anyway, lye is of course poisonous, and then it becomes this opaque jelly fish flavor stuff, and then they boil it or something after that, and then Norwegians eat it. Mm-hmm. And
the Norwegian word for fish is fisk. So and the Norwegian word for terrible tasting is luta. So there you go. That's what it is.
And that only makes sense.
Yeah.
So you've never had lutefisk?
Nah, you lost me at fish. I can't stand fish.
Oh, see, what we need to do is around Christmas time every year. There's all sorts of Scandinavian churches around here that have lutefisk feeds, and they say if you put enough butter on it,
okay,
it's easier when you throw up.
Yeah.
Good
Lord.
Yeah.
What? Back to your cuisine selection that you were talking about. So, but in what do you miss? What do we not have here that you have had either in Independence or, I guess, you're only 2 hours north. I mean, that's not too far away. It's all pretty much. What are we missing?
In Independence, there's a really nice little Japanese place called Hibachi. I'm sure that there's more hibachis. There's one in Minnesota as well, but I don't think it's the same thing. I think it's maybe hibachi means something that they just like to carry it along, but it's like a little truck.
Oh,
and you get
nice.
$7. You get this little paper thing, and it's filled to the brim. It's like one of those places where they just stack it on. I'm like, okay,
you like that?
Oh yeah,
stack it on. Yeah, hibachi or sushi. You don't like fish, so it's hibachi.
It's hibachi.
Yeah, definitely hibachi. So, you're thinking, up in the cities, they got Ichiban and places like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I like that, too. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, they do all the chopping around and stuff like that. That's good. Yep. We don't have that here in Forest City.
Not yet. I don't know. Maybe when Neeko, buys a place over in Clear Lake, he'll come back and open a hibachi here.
Maybe.
Well, you never know. So let's go into some personal life stuff here. We're not going to get too deep, but Logan, tell me about your family.
Mom, dad, 13 siblings.
Whoa. Excuse me, time out. Oh, back that truck up. 13 siblings.
Yeah, 9 girls, 5 boys. No, it's 14. My bad.
Where do you fall in that mix?
I am the 10th child.
Wow. So you've got how old's your oldest sibling?
The oldest is little Henry will be 32, 30.
Little Henry?
Yeah, he's little Henry.
Was he
My
like-
dad's Henry.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if like maybe he was like,
Little Henry Jr.
6'2", 270 or something like that.
Yeah.
Tiny little fella.
Tiny guy.
Yeah. So look, hey, you got to run down the names now. I got to make sure you get everybody.
You have 13 siblings. Yep, let's do that. Let's get their names.
All right, so oldest is little Henry. Then we got Japel. And then the first girl is LaPortia. Whoops. And then Dominique, Alexis, Kaya, Taylor, Dakota, Isaiah, me. That would be 10.
Mm-hmm.
And
Keep
then
going.
Peyton, Elena, Tylen, Ezriana, and Raul.
I mean, that's
amazing.
fantastic.
That is absolutely fantastic.
What is Christmas like? That is amazing.
It is horrible.
Yeah?
Because then the nieces and nephews are there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
We got about 19 of those.
Oh,
So
no.
you're gonna have to have a really
to
good
rent a
job after
gym.
college. You're gonna.
Just to have everybody over.
You got like a.
That's an event.
You guys like bought a hotel to live in?
How do you do that?
How do you do what? You just get everybody in there?
Yeah.
How many siblings did you share a bedroom with growing up?
The most I shared with at one time, I think, was 4.
Oh,
Wow.
boys, all boys.
All boys.
I bet that
yeah.
stunk.
Me, Japel, Dakota, Isaiah, and Raul, all in one room.
My God, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's awesome, though. A huge
is great.
family.
So they're coming down to tailgate.
I'm
I
just
assume.
thinking, I mean, that's like automatically 13 to 15 extra downloads that I wasn't anticipating for the podcast. So make sure they all listen. The youngest, not Dakota, you said Raul. Raul, how old?
He just turned 11.
Yeah, so he could definitely be
12.
downloading the Waldorf podcast or the Gridiron Club podcast for sure.
That just, I got to be honest, that blows me away. And that's fantastic. It really is. It really is fantastic. I think that big family like that, you might think it's crazy right now, but I'll tell you what, as you go through life, your siblings, I only have one. I got my sis Ellen, and she's my world. I mean, she's the greatest thing ever, and we're as close as you could ever be. And that's gonna carry you through the rest of your life. So it might be kind of hectic right now, but when they're all down here wearing purple, screaming this fall, yeah, exactly, with our O-line cheer, whatever that happens to be,
We'll figure it out.
absolutely.
Well,
Mind you.
Neeko, you got to top that, man. 16.
My mother got 3. That's me and my older sister, and then my youngest brother, and then my dad got. Let me see if I say me, Patrick, Jason, Yan, Kylie, and Ayana. So my dad got 6 children. So in total 8, and in total 7 children, I believe.
We
Yeah.
got a couple guys with huge
big,
families.
big
here.
families for sure. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
That is absolutely fantastic.
My dad ready to get down here, so
Is that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Has he been up yet?
yeah, he actually visited sometime. That he the one that brought me down here, so he was very excited. And I mean, I'm the first child to come on the scholarship football.
That's fantastic.
Heck yeah.
That's great. As far as like, your siblings, I mean, you got an 11-year-old and a 32. I was going to ask about hobbies, but I mean, that seems ridiculous. Like, what does their family do for fun?
I mean, that's crazy.
I'm not going to get into that because I'm sure Logan doesn't want to
I love it.
throw. That is
Like,
really
you're,
great.
you're exactly right. Big family makes it. Well, you have your own football team. I mean, it's just crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, we do. One side of the ball at least. One side of the ball at least.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Well, around here, really small schools. I mean, that could be your whole team. It's like we're gonna play both ways, and that is right.
Yeah, we're playing against the Eden Prairie Tylers.
Yeah. Like, oh, not again. Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are good. So is the rest of your family? I mean, you're a large man, and which thank God, because for offensive line, that's wonderful. Mm-hmm. Is it like soup to nuts? You've got tiny littles, and you've got some beefy guys like you with shoulders.
I'm the biggest one. Probably the second biggest is my brother Dakota, and everybody else is probably 5'7" and down.
Really?
Yeah. I don't even know how I came out this big.
Yeah.
No, that's great though. I mean,
Worked
thank
out
God.
for. Well, we'll see. I mean, we think it's going to work out for us. I mean, we'll, you know.
Yeah, we'll pass judgment in like
Yeah,
November.
Right. Yeah. Right on. Very good.
So what are some of your favorite things to do while you're hanging around the Dorf, the Woo?
Well, I'm an RA, so like,
You are.
yeah,
They put you in charge.
I'm very good at my
All
job.
right. All right. You know, I think, were you an RA?
Yeah, I was. I was actually back in the day. We weren't allowed to call them dormitories. They were collegiums. Now the difference being is they could charge $700 more a month. I have no
Is
idea.
that what it was?
I was a CA, a collegium assistant on Second Johnson, and I started out my freshman year up on Fourth Johnson. We used to call it the jungle. Odd story about that. Fourth London used to be called the psych ward. And anybody listening from the early 90s, late 80s will understand that. And we had a war with them. And so it got a little out of hand. You know, it wasn't any, I mean, it was like, fire extinguishers and, 55-gallon drums of water and, things like that.
Sure.
A lot of shaving cream and pennies and things. So it got a little out of hand. And
Those are the kind of shenanigans I'd expect from you, J&L types.
absolutely.
That's right.
So we got, we sat down with Keith Kramer and he said, this is done. So we made a pact and said, we're not going to go up on your floor. You don't come up to our floor. And apparently it's a lifetime pact because when I was on the alumni board.
Were you the Sharks or were they the Sharks? No. Yeah. Like when you guys saw each other, like you were trying to get doing like, wow, that's fantastic dancing.
Yeah. Well, we were the jungle, so I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, but when I was on the alumni board, I was helping freshmen move in because that's a freshman dormitory now, and I was helping a young family unload. And I picked up a box and asked the dad, where are you going with this? And they said, 460 something London. Mm-hmm. And Bob Alsop, President Alsop, was helping me. And I said, I'm sorry, I can't go there. So 30 some years later, I'm still not going into up on Fourth London. And
wow. Well, that's fair though. I mean, you're honoring the promise to Kramer, and that's good.
Well, it was more to the guys on Fourth London.
That's fair.
And
what are you? What dorm are you? What collegium? I don't know what they even call it. You're an RA in what building?
We're in J&L, so I'm on the Johnson side because London is the female side.
what floor?
They have
Second.
females.
Yeah.
You're the RA on Second Johnson? I was RA on Second Johnson.
Well, you guys
Neeko and I?
have a lot in common.
Probably related.
And Logan
Well,
and
Helen
I
probably related to Logan
some
somehow.
catch a
He's
lot
got-
of fish. So we're all doing really well right now. What does it take to be a good RA?
You just gotta do your job. Communication is the best key that you can do with RA because you gotta know everybody. I'm very much known around here too,
Yeah.
so I know a lot of people, and it's you gotta respect them, and they're gonna respect you. So it's that's the fun part about
People
it.
can talk to you. They feel like they can.
Yeah, to be honest, if anything, I'm probably the most person they probably call other than Jeanette. So
Okay.
if anybody get locked out, they call me or want to do something. It's me. So
That's
I've always found the most approachable, likable RA lived on Second Johnson.
yeah, I'm sure you did.
I've known that to be true for over 3 decades now.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had a question in my head, and just
I was not an RA. Thanks for asking.
oh yeah,
Is that your question?
no, it should have
Yeah,
been.
they would not
You
trust
were
me.
you
with
were
the
the
keys.
student body president, though, weren't you?
Yeah, but that's completely different. How you do that?
what's
Exactly.
the difference from that? It's basically the same thing, a little bit.
I think that the job of the RA is way more responsible than the student body president, as I had it for sure.
Yeah.
So
Oh, okay. So, one of my final questions here. We still got some time, but one of the things is that we got Neeko figured out. I mean, he knows what he's going to do. He's buying a house in Clear Lake.
yeah,
He's
changing his number to 91.
Yeah. So, Logan, you're going to get a degree from Waldorf University.
In
and
what?
Business administration, operations management.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with that?
I forget. What are you studying? I didn't even.
Well, I'm studying sports management for right now.
Okay.
But once I graduate, I will be eventually going back home and working at my dad's shop and going to school for mechanical engineering.
Okay.
Dang.
Okay.
That's great. So if you can write your ticket, post-graduation, you've got a degree, what do you want to do?
I'm actually hoping I can set up somewhere in Wisconsin, probably in the Madison area. I actually want to go back and get my master's degree in urban planning. That's what I actually want to do.
Yeah.
Oh, planning and zoning, right?
What do you like about why Madison?
I don't know. I grew up in Spring Valley, like I said. Spring Valley, Milwaukee. I was in both. And, I mean, a lot of my family is alumni there or fans of the football team there. I was a big fan growing up a little bit. And,
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to be there.
Right.
It's a nice city.
And urban planning.
Yeah.
That's important. I guess. We've got quite a bit of elbow room in this neck of the woods, so I'm sure there's people that do that. Wonder if there are like, well, you would know. Are there like rural planners? Are they just like? Are there?
I've got a
are there
surprise for
rural
you.
planners?
I have a surprise for you, Troy.
They lay it out.
I wasn't going to break this out because it's a little known fact that
Okay.
I work for Hancock County.
I know
to our
that.
south.
Yeah.
I
was just there.
I am the planning and zoning administrator for the rural areas of
But-
Hancock County.
I mean, so that's but
Somebody
come
comes
on
to me and
now.
says, "Hey, I want to."
But you went to college for like, what? Say it again. What was your degree?
Recreation and park management.
And now
Yeah.
I wanted to be you're laying out Kanawha.
I wanted to be a raccoon cop, man. I wanted to be the guy that goes out there and checks fishing licenses.
I feel
and checks hunters.
that what Logan is saying is you want to help organize cities where people like really live on top together and share the same water, right?
Yeah.
And then for those of us out here, we're like, I mean, how much planning do you got to do to lay out Thompson, Iowa? I mean, you just
Thompson is an incorporated municipality.
You just say, hey, want to put a house over here.
I'd say go talk to City Hall. I deal with the unincorporated area, and Thompson's in Winnebago County. So
I know,
but
but
talk to Matt Duvet.
I don't even know who that is.
He's the planning and zoning administrator in Winnebago County.
Have you noticed? Do you think, coming from the cities, the Twin Cities, right? Do you think so? I think that there was an organized, sober, urban planner that laid out Minneapolis. Don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, it's all alphabetical, east to west, and then numbers north and south. It's pretty slick. It's pretty square.
Yeah.
Until you get right downtown, it gets follows the river. It gets kind of roads start changing directions, and then there's St. Paul.
Yeah,
No, not even they didn't. Just whatever they want to do. That's the charm of St. Paul, not knowing where you are.
Yeah.
And then I've noticed in Wisconsin, where you say you want to go to, that state has one thing is they've got very few gravel roads. They paved everything, which is nice, but no rhyme or reason for their rural roads. They're like, well, here you are on County Road AA. And you're like, probably going to go to AB or BB next. And it's like, Q. No reason. And if you take Q, you just make a big loop back to AA. Or whatever. That's my experience driving around
That's
Wisconsin.
very interesting. I'm sure the listeners are
Sure
probably riveted right now.
Touchdown, Waldorf.
Okay, so you're from Minneapolis, St. Paul area, just outside, but you have more of an affinity toward Wisconsin. So
He likes a little bit. Rural.
yeah, and so you got family that graduated. They're Badgers. Is that correct?
Yes,
And they
that's
follow
correct.
the football team. So are you more leaning toward as far as
see
one of
where
those
this is
like?
going.
Yeah, is it going to be a gopher? Are you a gopher guy or a?
I'm a Badger guy. I'm not a Gopher guy. I actually hate that program. I would not go there.
What do you think of PJ? What do you think
Sorry.
of PJ Fleck though? You like
doesn't
PJ
offend
Fleck?
me.
No, I don't like PJ Fleck. No,
I kind of like PJ Fleck.
I don't like the slogan either. I don't like row the boat.
Wow.
I think it's dumb.
Oh, ski-u-ma, all that
Sorry.
stuff.
I don't like it.
Yeah. All right, Neeko, when
That's
of course you're from Indianapolis, kind of originally the Indiana area, and then you're down in Atlanta. What's your like if you're going to follow a program in the Division I level? Obviously, we're all Warrior fans, but
Yeah, right.
what's the what's your team?
Well, I was originally a Purdue fan. So,
All right, thanks for
Boilermaker.
coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
Boilermaker, that's neat.
Yeah, the Boilers are
Wait,
pretty cool.
listen.
No, that's good.
Listen,
That's good.
Listen. And then Georgia. So I'm a Georgia
How do you
Bulldogs
not love
fan.
the
Okay.
Bulldogs, man?
And one of my favorite players actually just got drafted from there. Well, drafted too, you know.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Jordan Davis, you know.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
One of the best D linemen in, college right now. Well, was in college.
Yeah, well, so then who do you follow professionally?
Yeah.
Professionally, Aaron Donald, of course, because he's like
Everybody loves Aaron Donald.
he's
a
one of the
machine.
best D linemen.
Yeah.
Ever. Yeah,
Well, I don't
but
know
who's
about
your team? I mean,
my team?
Aaron Donald's easy.
Man, I gotta go with my hometown, the Colts. We ain't the best.
Oh, yeah. Well, you
We ain't
did.
the best. When Peyton Manning left, that's when we went down. I mean, we
Yeah.
had Andrew Luck, but I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
still,
Yeah.
Well, Tony
So-
Dungy was fun to, watch as a coach out there, and he had a good
Yeah.
program
Yeah, he
where they
did.
would say, he's got a few books out and he read them, and what I liked about it was like if anybody on the Colts organization ever said that, any coach had a problem with, we talk about the draft and then the selection, and they said look, everybody could say, if you had a concern that you could address that concern or nix that play. And then Dungy was like, he says of the one time out of 50 that we were wrong, it was worth being wrong for the 49 times we were right.
Right.
And so I thought that was pretty classy deal.
So being, love of Wisconsin, are you a Packer fan or a Vikings fan?
I was raised a Packer fan, and then at some point it just kind of turned towards the Detroit Lions. I don't know where it came from.
You gotta have a lot of
Detroit
respect.
Lions.
I didn't see that coming.
I want to stay.
No,
I want
that's-
to
a lot
pick
of
the
people
Vikings
don't.
over them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
pick
don't
the
understand.
Vikings
You know
over
what though?
them.
Well, a little gift apparently that the Vikings gave we were just giving all of the draft picks away. So I know some of them went to the Detroit, so that was, I guess that's good for the Lions. If nothing else, you'll always have Thanksgiving. And I could see maybe that's where you picked it up with with a family as large as your family is. You all get together for Thanksgiving. You're probably like, what's on TV? Oh, always.
Always the
Always
Lions.
the
Yeah,
Lions.
Give
It's
it
always the
the
Lions.
Lions.
Always the
Yeah,
Lions.
thanks, Henry Ford. Good job.
Absolutely.
That's what happened there. Yeah.
All right. So one of the things, the last question I'm going to ask each of you.
You said that the last time.
No, I said one of,
Oh,
one of my final.
okay.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
like it.
So both of you and Logan was a little nervous coming in. We talked about that.
Did great, by the way.
pre-show.
Did
Oh
great.
man,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Which we're not surprised. You probably
Nico,
all
on the other hand, I don't know. I mean,
Correct.
Shots have been thrown. Shots have been thrown.
So, you're probably thinking on the way over here, oh man, we're going to have to talk about this, have to talk about that. But there's probably one thing that you want to talk about that, two dimwits like us, us ding-dongs aren't going to remember what to ask everybody. But what would be something that you wish we would have asked you about that we never brought up? What's something that you wanted the world to know? And when I say world, I mean world. This is going on the interwebs.
yeah.
It's a hard question. I don't know.
We'll come back to you.
Yeah.
Go
Logan.
back to that. Keep thinking of something.
man,
we should have.
he's chewing on his gum.
I'm
He
already
looks like
looking at the
He's,
sky.
now
I
he's
don't even know.
overthinking. He says that's one of the things. Well, while we're thinking of that, I do want to know. We have asked your teammates. Who's got it coming? Who are you focused on for the upcoming season? 22 is going to be an exciting year. Can't wait to see everybody on the gridiron. Last year, some rivalries were enhanced. Who are we looking for this fall?
Dickinson Valley State.
Yeah, that's the answer I'm getting. Yeah.
Dickinson Valley State.
And Logan, you coming in, is that the language you're hearing in the locker room and around with the fellas?
Yeah, that's about what I hear is Dickinson Valley State, but I just really focus on we got to beat Briarcliff. That's first game.
There you go. right out of the bat.
Got to knock off the list.
It would be funny to me though if it was just like, no, it's Briarcliff, and we're like, why is it Briarcliff? Because this is the first game, and he's like, no, I hate Briarcliff. Like, they are the worst, and it's just like he's just like, oh, Logan's bringing in some special something for Briarcliff.
Exactly,
You know, it's like, no, yeah,
I sent them a letter. They didn't send me one back.
The reason I came up here is because I saw they were on the schedule, and I was like, you're like Brett Favre. I joined the Vikings because they play the Packers twice. I'm coming up to play Briarcliff. That's what it is. I guess.
Well, that's a good point. We got to win the first one before we can go undefeated.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
that's correct. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
That's the plan.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, it's certainly going to be an exciting fall. What are you going to do this summer?
Well, Mom.
Want me to go first?
Yeah,
All
go
right.
ahead, man.
Well, some summer plans for me is I'm cutting down to 340. I think need to be a little more explosive.
Okay.
And then I'm going to get my squat over 600 and my bench to about 360.
Over 600. So where are we at?
What
right
is it
I'm
now?
at 565 right now.
565.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like. I mean, I would definitely want to lift with your legs
If my car doesn't start, I know who to call.
over 600.
Yeah. I want to get to about 6 in like July. Come back in probably about 615.
That's
what I
great.
want. About 40
So
pounds off,
you're
50
one of them
pounds.
guys that you put your mind to it, and when you get home, and it's like, all right, I'm working out on Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, how are you going to do that?
Yeah. Well, I got a trainer
Okay.
at a place called D1 Training in St. Paul. And I'm gonna go to him twice a week. He's gonna work with me on technique and a little bit of like all around body training stuff. And then I already know how to work out.
Yeah.
I've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just go to a rec.
It's in
place.
St. Paul, though.
It's in St. Paul.
Have you been there?
Yeah, it's
You
a
know where
mess.
it's that. You know where this gym is located.
Yeah, it
Not
took a
hard
while
to
to
get
find
to?
it.
I bet it did because
It's 21 ways. You go here
Yeah.
and then you gotta go here. And then,
that's what I see. What I'm
I know what
saying?
you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. Exactly.
Makes sense.
What are we doing this summer?
So my plans for this summer is go back home, work at my dad's shop, of course. Fix cars.
Yeah.
So I know basics. But fix cars, training, straight training. Then my dad trains me and lifts with me. So, and my main goal is to get stronger, get more physical, and outlift Erdmann before I leave here. I leave
It's his
here.
last year.
That's my.
It's his last year.
That's my goal before I leave Waldorf. It's to outlive Erdmann.
Austin Erdmann.
Is he
you got
the-
his number? How you gonna?
Has he got the bench?
Yeah,
Bench
he
right
got
now?
he got the best squad out of all of us. So
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
All
So
right.
you got to
Yeah,
chase
we'll
him
see.
down.
yeah.
And your dad. So you lift with your dad?
So when you talk
Does
about
he have? Would you say he has? Well, Andy, you and I know this. You guys don't know. We have dads have superpower.
Yeah.
It's called dad strength.
Yeah.
It's rooted in anger and annoyance. A lot of it's built up. And have you seen that in your dad? He just like all of a sudden you're like he probably can't lift that. And then like if he's working out, he's like maybe he's struggling. But then in the shop, something makes him mad, and he's like, flip the Toyota. He's like, how did he do that? He's like, dad strength.
I had so many experience. Like for instance, like when I'm working on cars, and,
Yeah.
like I can't get a part out.
Yeah.
Like he come right over there, and it'd be like he take us out of nowhere. I'm like, how you do that? And he
Yeah.
don't tell me. He just say, oh, it's the experience. You gotta have that
Yeah,
experience. So I'm
right.
like,
he just
wait,
sighs.
when we yeah, exactly what he do.
Nico?
Exactly what he do. But when we live, of course it's gonna be hard. So
Yeah.
like he of course he knows he's been doing this forever, so he lifts more than me, so he knows like the basics. So
Yeah.
like when I squat or like deadlift
Yeah.
or clean, like I can't really clean like that, but he can clean so much, so it's just like, oh wow, how you
Yeah.
do that? And like, I probably can squat more than him, he's
Right.
a little old now.
Oh,
He's gonna
listen to this, Nico.
He's a little
Yeah.
old. I probably can squat more than
Yep.
him, but
Welcome home, son. Let's go to the gym.
that's while you playing. I think that's what's gonna happen when I first get there.
He's just like, none of this work has happened because I have just dedicated my entire day to improving my squats. Nice.
That's fantastic.
Well, that is good to work with your dad and have that time together. You like that?
Yes, I look up to him so much.
Yeah.
You know, I do football because of him. You know?
Okay.
So
He played football.
Yeah, he played football. He even wrestled just like I wrestled too.
Okay.
So
That's
wrestled all
fantastic.
4 years too in high school.
Yep.
Nice.
Did you do any other sport besides football?
Played track for a little bit. Just throwing.
Throwing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the shot put.
Yep.
Not a big distance guy.
No.
No.
Nah, can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, I think this is going to wrap it up for us tonight. I appreciate you guys coming out, and Logan Tyler
sir.
and Neeko Page. We'll have to let you get. You know, when you go into to Bolstorff Field, which is above us right now, here in the secret bunker.
That's right.
But yeah, when you go in, make sure you look at the program. Look for these two young men. They'll be on the field making a lot of waves, and we're really looking forward to seeing you guys out there for the Warriors next year. We wish you, absolutely nothing but the best in your summer. Can't wait for you guys to hit the field. And hopefully in November, the goal for everybody that we've talked to is to bring that ring here to Waldorf.
That's
So
the plan.
that's
That
right.
is the plan.
So again, thank you. We got Logan Tyler and Neeko Page, and we want to thank you guys for being here.
Sure.
And
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.
Go Warriors.
The Waldorf Gridiron Club podcast is hosted by Andy Buffington and me, Troy Thompson. Produced by Sunnyside Farmstead Studios in beautiful rural Forest City, Iowa. Music is by Christian Leo. The Waldorf Gridiron Club is a nonprofit 501c3 organization dedicated to the football student-athletes of Waldorf University. Our mission is to assist the program in maintaining the best small college football experience in America.
When they come to town, one of the things we want to do is to bring them over to the tailgate, get them to meet other parents and other supporters and stuff like that.
I
So,
can't wait to do that.
yeah, absolutely.
It was one time I think the first game, Cliff, when I came out of FaceTime, and he said, "Oh, them a lot of people. I thought it was gonna be small." I said, "No, they take football serious down here."
Well, they do like football around here, but everybody, that is the program that has been created really in the last
5 years.
5-6 years, when they started coming in and then making a day of it, and then now we're we got a podcast, we're traveling, we're doing, and that's just exciting. So that's all because of what you guys are part of, and so we're here to support you, and hopefully everybody knows that on the team, and we're glad you're here.